Hello friends, welcome to my channel, or welcome back, where we talk all things health and wellness. Today I'm going to be sharing with you some of my favorite pregnancy resources, and then at the end I'm going to share with you a quick pregnancy update with where I'm at. So let's dive right in. So my first resource that I want to share with you is yourfertilityhub.com. She has an excellent podcast and some meditations and a fertility toolbox just filled with things to help you along your journey. And I would say this is more for when trying to conceive. It's a really helpful support resource, especially if you are struggling to conceive or have gone through loss. I found it really helpful. She really focuses on the mental and emotional health or well-being and how that affects your fertility. In addition to that, my husband and I were guests on her podcast a few years back and just sharing in detail our secondary infertility journey, and I can link that below if you're interested in checking that out. One of my next resources that I wanted to share with you is the book by Ina May. She is like the mother of midwives. Ina May's Guide to Childbirth, and this is actually my second time I'm reading through it. Just really inspiring stories and educational. Like the first part of the book is birth stories, and then the second part of the book just gives a little bit more tips and techniques. And it's just amazing how we can learn how our bodies were made to give birth, and how we can work with that to just a little bit. I mean, there's still lots you can glean from it, but it is a little bit more home birth based, but just really inspiring stories. And so I love and appreciate that. And then there is a website and another YouTube channel called Glow Body PT. She's a personal trainer and a prenatal, postnatal exercise specialist. And I love it because she has designed a completely free exercise program from starting about 12 or 13 weeks through the end of pregnancy, free exercise schedule and training. Her videos are all on her YouTube page that you can follow to stay as healthy as you can during your pregnancy. And so I would really encourage you to check that out. It's completely free. She also has some other videos on tips while pregnant, or laboring tips, things like that. She has some great recipes there too. And her exercises just are challenging but safe, because she is a trained prenatal, postnatal exercise specialist. And so that's just really reassuring too, knowing that the exercises I'm doing are safe. Research, it's really neat how the research has strongly pointed to, for example, there is no scientific evidence or research that exercise and a typical healthy pregnancy will cause any decreased fetal development, harm, or miscarriage. There's no evidence of that. Instead, research strongly points to the many benefits of exercising during pregnancy. Increasing attentiveness in your child, or increasing and improving brain function and lung capacity in your child if you exercise while you're pregnant. Exercise also specifically can help prevent preeclampsia, gestational diabetes, and preterm labor. So there's incredible health benefits, and actually research has also shown that the last trimester, the majority of women do not exercise. So it's just really important to continue exercising the whole way through, to the extent that your body tolerates in a good, healthy way, and just tailoring that for yourself. So another resource that I really appreciate is BRIDGET TEYLOR. She is a certified birth doula, and she's a childbirth educator. Her channel on YouTube is filled with incredible amounts of educational videos and meditations. And I've just really appreciated so much of what she has to offer for free. She has a Built to Birth labor, preparing you for labor class, and some other things that you can purchase on her website, but there is so much also available for free. So I encourage you to check her out as well, just in preparation for Knowledge is Power. one of the things that Bridget recommended was a book called Natural Hospital Birth, The Best of Both Worlds. And I haven't read that one yet, but I did request it from the library. So I'm excited to be checking that book out also, because I do want to do more natural minded, but I am giving birth in the hospital. So that's another resource that I am looking forward to taking advantage of for myself. And then another resource that I've really appreciated is spinningbabies.com. And it is designed by doctors who have exercises that prove true to be able to spin your baby, whether your baby is transverse or what have you. Different exercises that can literally spin the baby and get the baby in the proper position for labor and delivery. My baby has been transverse quite often, and I've taken advantage of their free resources. They also have some courses and things that you can purchase, but just researched on their free resources and completed some of their exercises, and I am able to get him in head down position, but then he keeps moving. So, but they work. So I just need to keep doing the exercises, and hopefully he'll stay down in preparation for labor. So spinningbabies.com is another excellent resource, especially just in helping get baby in a good position for labor and delivery. And there have been some really neat testimonies within weeks or even a few days before birth of getting the baby to move in the right direction through those exercises. So I highly recommend that you check those out. Some of the things that I'm taking towards end of pregnancy here is nettle leaf tea, which is really rich in iron and some other vitamins and minerals, just in preparation for the natural blood loss and things like that with labor, and also red raspberry leaf tea. I personally have drinking 1 cup throughout my entire pregnancy and even prior to for all of my pregnancies, and I highly recommend it. I really feel like red raspberry tea strengthens and tones your uterus, and I also feel like it is tremendous at helping with recovery after birth also, and shrinking back down and things. But you want to make sure, because there are some knockoffs, if you will, of red raspberry tea where you steep it and it's like a bright red. Make sure you look at the ingredients listed, because that is not actually red raspberry tea. And it has natural flavors and other things that make it look like red raspberry tea, and they give it that title, but it's not actually red raspberry tea. So when you buy it, make sure that you are buying actually red raspberry tea, and go by based on your doctor or midwife's recommendations, because some midwives will recommend only using it towards end of pregnancy. What I tend to do is increase 2 to 3 cups at end of pregnancy, but just have 1 cup throughout. So go definitely based on your doctor or midwife's recommendations with that. And then I am going to start at 35 weeks to do 2 to 3 dates a day. And that will just help ripen and prepare the cervix for giving birth. And just some other quick updates on my pregnancy. So as I mentioned, one thing about the pregnancy is that my little guy enjoys being sideways for whatever reason, transverse. And so I have to keep doing exercises. He likes to move a lot in general. So I have to keep doing exercises to get him head down in preparation for labor. And I'm really thankful that I found those exercises at spinningbabies.com and that it works just in getting him head down. And additionally, they did find at maybe the 20-week ultrasound that they found a cyst on his brain. And so there was concern there for sure, and lots of prayer. And they said that it's a common cyst that they see. They gave it a name, but I forget the name right offhand. And typically it resolves on its own. So I did a follow-up ultrasound in about 8 weeks, and indeed it did resolve on its own. So we are so thankful for that. Sometimes I feel like they can almost see too much detail, then it makes one worry, maybe unnecessarily, because they see all these minute details, including in the first trimester they saw a hemorrhage, a kind of a hemorrhage, and that sounds really scary, but they said that they're common and they tend to resolve on its own, and indeed, it did resolve on its own. And my midwife said that it was microscopic anyway, and that if 70% of women had an ultrasound in those first few weeks, you would see that in all of them. So that's how common that is. So just really thankful that those things have resolved on their own. I am currently 33 and a half weeks along and doing well overall, really thankful. And just dealing with all the hormones and emotions and just more fatigue and things like that. So otherwise though, I can't complain. And I did get to stop taking progesterone support around 20 weeks, I would say. My progesterone, I was getting it checked every few weeks, and they finally said, you're doing so well, just stop taking it altogether. So I was really thankful for that. And I am choosing to continue my heparin. I'm going to be doing that until 36 and a half weeks. So I am still on heparin and doing the baby aspirin, and I'm also doing the methylfolate. So that is it for my update, and that is all for this week. Stay tuned and don't forget to hit that subscribe button and stick with me as I go. I'm excited over the next few weeks just to do some Christmas baking and also just some extra baking and cooking. I'm going to be stocking up our freezer in preparation for giving birth soon after the holidays. So thank you so much for watching. Take care. As a Trim Healthy Mama coach, I just wanted to give a quick shout out to my free Facebook community where I give tips and encouragement. There's accountability and inspiration along your health and wellness journey.